Hey everybody, I'm Scott and you're watching the Hobby Channel, and today we're going over the Oshkosh 2022 footage from EAA AirVenture. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button and let's get into this episode of the Hobby Channel. So right off the bat to start, I never even went through or saw the main gate this year. We came in the back entrance, you can see here, right at the end of the ultralight field, and then proceeded to our campsite from there, which was just a couple hundred yards down the line. So right as you come in to the entrance in the backside, you get these really cool views of ultralights coming in. There's the campsite, and over just across the ultralight field is the Ultralight Flightline. I spent most of my time over at the Midwest Parajet tent and cruising the main fairground areas. The Midwest Parajet area is located just inside the ultralight field area. So I didn't really get to do quite everything that I was planning on, but it was still a great time. We got Stefan Minty here in the imposter outfit. So we got my paramotor all set up at the show at Oshkosh, and for the next few days I just kind of wandered around looking at all the different planes, meeting new people, talking to pilots. And there's one thing that there is definitely a ton of going on, seems like nearly constantly, and that is the jets. Especially the F-35, they had that out quite a bit, and it is the only thing louder than an F-35, I think, is the space shuttle. So here it is, and you can enjoy this little jet montage I've put together. Civilian jets that are also flying and doing some aerobatic maneuvering. They have massive formations of World War II planes and other various stunt aircraft that are flying around and performing aerobatics. So here is a quick little montage of the stunt planes that were flying around. We have the formation of Texans and the Aeroshell Air Team that did their performance. And I couldn't possibly show you all of the footage of all of the airplanes in every different area that they have at Oshkosh in one video. I mean, I could, but it would be like 4 or 5 hours long. So here's just a couple of clips of some of my favorites that stood out, and I decided to throw them in here. You can see we got the various military aircraft, World War II aircraft, the famous C-47, and this thing called the Dingo, which is just basically a British armored car from World War II. So amongst all of these amazing airplanes, the most advanced military jets of today, and World War II aircraft from yesteryear and everything in between, there was me and my little paramotor. And I got to fly in the world's biggest air show at the world's busiest airport. So despite feeling a little nervous, you set out your wing, go through your typical layout and get everything ready to go and get ready to fly in the world's biggest air show in front of thousands of people. Ideally, you'd like everything to obviously go just right. You know, you nail your first inflation and everything, but unfortunately that was not the case for me or my dad, who was set up right next to me in launch position. So my dad blew his first inflation, I blew my first inflation, which you can see here. My A slipped out of my thumb as I added throttle to inflate. So we reset. And off he goes. Then it was my turn. I got the green paddle. Greens go. Wing came up a little bit crooked, and as I left the ground, it had a little bit of an oscillation. So once you get up off the ground, you break the tree line at the end of the runway, and it is just an ocean of metal, planes and campers and vehicles as far as the eye can see in almost all directions. And as you can see here, this is just one section of the RVs at Oshkosh. So as I said, I was a little nervous, so once I got up, I saw that my dad was in front of me, and I just basically followed him, and we took the short pattern of, it's a square that you fly in a pattern around the airport. But as you can see here, the really true scope and scale of the air show, and you can see the end of the runway here, the main tower, which is basically show center, and the lake and sea base on the other side of the air show, and our little ultralight runway and campsite just behind this tree line. The main gate entrance off to the left, and farther off screen is the ocean RVs that we saw earlier. So here we are, almost on final approach. We can see the green, the bright green of the ultralight runway, and we're coming down the road basically over the, we fly right over the entrance booth, which is what you saw in the beginning of the video at the back of the show. And as you can see here, right on final approach, I have a smaller wing with more weight, so I overtook my dad right as we were coming in to land. And then again here you can see it from his perspective. So once I landed, we were instructed to grab up our stuff and get off the runway as quickly as possible. So I threw my wing in a rosette, went and grabbed my trike, and scurried to the edge of the flight line.
If you're interested in trying to go to a paramotor school.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott, and this is the Hobby Channel. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button, drop a like if you want, and we will see you next time.